Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice afternoon, the 8th of January 2024. Our year is still very new, and we still wish you a happy new year. Otherwise, today we have a very interesting story here in Changamka, and I am here with a good friend, a long time. Nasemanga mapeshte. I tell you, this guy is a good friend of mine, and will be introducing himself. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm fine. Bwana makampia.
Salama sana. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. Mwaka inakupeleka aje?
The year is good. Tunashukuru Mungu. It has started really well.
Okay.
Now we thank God because we actually received the blessings of the rain.
Wow.
As the year had started. And that symbolizes and shows
that the year is nice.
As the year is so nice.
Okay.
And you see it's green. We have grass. It's calm. It really doesn't look like January.
Okay.
And we thank God.
Mifugo iko aje?
Mifugo wako salama. They are very healthy. Hatuna stress. Tunauza sasa ng'ombe vizuri, watoto wanaenda shule. And we thank God.
At least biashara imeanza kuwa mzuri.
Biashara iko, in fact, ukijaribu kuangalia, last year was quite a good year.
Yes.
Kwa sisi wafugaji.
Last year.
Because we did experience big droughts.
Okay.
Na kwetu sisi most of us wafugaji tuna depend na wanyama wetu. And so when they are healthy, the market is good.
Yeah.
And so that means that I now can sell one cow and solve all my problems.
Okay.
And so that
like the other
times
going for 2,000.
You can imagine.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's a good year.
Wow,
karibu
sana.
Asante sana.
This is Changamka.
Thank you.
And basically today we'll be touching about governance in the county government of Kajiado.
Yes.
And you know, our county is a nice county.
It's a nice county.
Say that.
Yes.
It's an interesting county.
Yes.
It's a county with a lot of resources. So could you tell us briefly about the governance in the county government of Kajiado?
First and foremost, we thank God that today we are speaking about governance in Kajiado County. Like there is a county.
Yes.
That is being
we have a county.
We have a county
that we can talk about.
Yes. And you know, some years back, hatukuwa maybe na counties, some other county before devolution. Yeah. We didn't have county governments. And so it is nice that today we are really speaking about this in terms of county level. And we have a president that leads this county.
The president that leads the county.
We have the president that leads the county.
Yes, that name is heavy.
It is heavy, but they are presidents. Asiata wanaenda term mbili tu kama miaka yao ni.
Actually, they are presidents.
They are presidents. And so they are. Why I say they are presidents is because they are in charge of governing the county government.
Yeah.
And a president governs the nation. Haizi toka govern another country.
Yeah, sure.
So the president of the county also governs the county that they elected to lead.
Yeah.
And so we have a governor here, and he has a deputy. Manisha, whatever work he cannot be able to do, he can assign the role to the deputy governor to do. The current governor right now that we have, he is a second term governor. He has been re-elected by the people of Kajiado County. And maybe that means that his first term, he had really did something. He had a good achievement that he convinced people for him to be re-elected.
Okay.
And so I feel like if good governance is put in place, because this governor has his own budget that he controls, you realize that all the revenue that is collected in Kajiado County, sometime last year, he recorded a figure close to it was around 600 million or something. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. He is again in a position to do his own budget the county. For the county, whereby he takes the budget to the county assembly for approvals. And the MCAs again there, they'll go and debate about it. They are our members of parliament, or rather members of the county's assembly. At county level. So they'll go and debate about it, and money is dispersed to every particular ministry. So I think if good governance is in place, it's high time that wananchi get this development.
Okay, so now, sir, so that we begin somewhere, because basically when we talk about governance, then we'll be touching about the roles of every other leader, respective their positions and their various responsibilities. Now, could we start with the governor? Although you've touched a little bit about the governor, but could you just tell us a little bit, now that we have a second term governor, ambaye ame serve 5 years before, and he was re-elected back to the governor, to the governor's seat. Now, could you tell us about some of the achievements, maybe, or the advantages, or how far it is Kajiado County, according to the leadership of the current governor of Kajiado County?
Please allow me to probably take you back, Kidogo, on issues politics. Kajiado County is really, or rather on issues leadership, Kajiado County is not doing well. You notice the last few polls that have been there, Kajiado County, if not the last county, and it's the second last or that last. And
when
that
we looked at the figure of revenue collection,
not even revenue collection, no, development-wise, performance-wise. And so that means there are some things that are not being done well. And I'll relate this and take you back, as I had said earlier, that this governor being re-elected doesn't mean he was re-elected because he really did good. He performed. We in Kajiado County, the Maasai particularly, we haven't still mastered the art of politics, or rather the art of leadership. We still elect leaders based on how you know them, on what clan they are, you know, what age group they come from, you know, and we intend to punish other leaders based on all those clanism, age, you know,
not development.
Not development. Because if we were to look at development-wise, Governor Lenku in his last term, he really didn't convince me that he should be re-elected.
As the governor.
That he should be re-elected as the governor. Because if you notice, I think the only milestone that he had achieved last year was the Mbuzi Moja Afya Bora. That was the only notable feature that he did. Because you go to Kajiado town, for example, there was a library set in place by the former regime. He has never built it.
It's still a stalled project.
It is still a stalled project. You know, go to our hospitals. What is the condition of our hospitals? Now when we address this health,
there is a little bit of improvement currently.
I wouldn't say more. But now the only advantage is that at least he ruled out the initiative of the NHIF. At least now I can any other person, any other pastoralist, however interior he might be,
the structures are also improved currently.
Yeah, they are. You wouldn't say he would have gotten a thumbs up. You know, you wouldn't say he would have gotten a thumbs up.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. Based on the amount of money that you have, the things you would have done to change that particular sector, I think it was very high. So you go to education as well. Schools in Kajiado County, the public schools, they are still not yet performing. You know, why? We experience a big and dangerous drought. What were the measures put in place by the county government to address these issues? So if I look at those key challenges that really affect the people of Kajiado County, I would really not give the governor a thumbs up. I'll congratulate him for the few that he has done. At least he has achieved to give some...
Before you congratulate him, sir.
Yes.
Now, you talked about the issue to do with the issue to do with development.
Yes.
Poor infrastructures.
That's poor governance
installed projects in the county government.
Yes.
And but you said earlier that the Lenku was re-elected. So he must have done something pleasing to the residents of Kajiado County to be re-elected again.
That is why I mentioned that it is sad that our politics are not development oriented. They are based on clanism.
What causes the issue? Because now before something comes to manifestation,
yes,
there must be a causal agent to that thing. Now, leaders, you said that leaders are being elected based on racism, maybe.
Yeah.
Based on clanism.
Yeah.
Based on
the age group.
Age, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, what causes this?
I think it's the nature of how we are. Because you just find yourself being brought up. You are like given instruction that you belong to this particular clan. And that you have an obligation and duty to love your particular people in your clan. So I think growing up with all that really leads to all this. Because if at all we had to look for development, you know, Kajiado County by far, because it's among the top earning, or rather the top counties in the county government in Kenya that are receiving good revenue. So tungekuwa big steps ahead. But in real sense, we are not there. Our politics.
So who is the problem?
The problem is us, the people.
Or the residents?
The residents,
and
the
how
people.
Can that be addressed?
I think it's high time that people realize that we need to elect leaders based on their performances. And that we also need to realize that these people that we are electing them to office, you know, we are not being them, it is not the I mean, see, lazima kuwa hapo. It is us that are employing them.
We are the people who face the challenge.
Yes, we are the people that are employing these people. And you know, when you're employed, you'll have to work for your boss. Let your boss feel like he's comfortable that there's something you're doing. All right? So we the people in Kajiado County, we need to realize that we are the bosses to our leaders, and that they need to, whatever they do to us, it is not our privilege, it is our right. So when we realize that, I think the politics of Kajiado County is going to
now,
shape.
Sir, when we address the issue to do with development in the county government of Kajiado, we will touch on education. We will touch on road and we'll touch on the transport system in general. We'll touch about so many things, business and so on and so forth. Now, for Lenku to work effectively, there must be an administration. There must be a group. There must be a team that will gang up with the governor for development. Because there must be a good relationship with the MCS. There must be a good relationship with the CECs. There must be a good relationship with the other leaders. How is that unity? Because that is one of the things that will foster that will bring in the issue to do with the development.
I'll answer that by relating it, or rather comparing it with the former regime. When Dr. Ngedienya was elected, as the first governor of Kajiado County, was elected on an ODM ticket. The president of the day was elected on a Jubilee ticket. That was former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And when Dr. Ngedienya came to office, his MCAs, I think he had only, were they elected 7 or 5? I don't really remember the number from the ODM side. All these other MCAs
were from the
Jubilee administration. So that made Ngedienya, you know, it made his work a bit hard, because he was finding opposition in the assembly.
So Ngedienya's time, the issue was not clanism.
His election to office, maybe that contributed in one way or the other. Maybe his clan chose.
No, leave alone his election.
The clanism issue, if you can really get me well, I mentioned about the clanism issue on election basis. On election basis into office. So I'm trying to answer your question
now
about
the
the relationship.
part.
Yes, on the administrative, about the relationship of co-working with the administrator that you have. So Ngidenye, and I'm trying to answer it as comparing it. So Ngidenye found it a bit hard to implement some of the key issues that maybe he had in his administration because of the opposition in the county assembly. And realize that every other time the governor wants to do anything, it must go through the county assembly for approval. So what happens when you have an idea, you send it to the assembly, but you don't have numbers there? Maybe it gets rejected, or it gets opposition, or it gets a stuck time, takes time. So unlike Lenku, when Lenku came to office, he had all the muscle.
Now, because you talked about Ngedianye,
Yes.
and after Ngedianye, there were a lot of stalled projects.
Yes.
Like you talked about the library.
Yes.
Which we are using it as a good example currently.
Yes.
Because it's still a stalled project
up to now
in the county government of Kajiado.
Yes.
Now, how was that relationship?
You see,
because now, because what led to Ngedianye completing his term, you see, with a stalled project, a lot of stalled projects in the county government.
You see, when you talk about Ngedianye, when you elected to office, you'll want to do many things at once. All right? He was not only working on the library alone. He was sent to set foundation for the county government of Kajiado. He was sent to build schools. He was sent to organize our towns. He was sent to, because he built stages, markets. You understand? He was sent to address the issue of water.
Basically, he was laying
the foundation
in the county government.
Yes. And when laying the foundation, you will not construct fully. Because maybe time will not allow.
You will just give away.
You'll just give away. And so that is what Ngedianye did. That is what Ngedianye did. Now the person that was given away, who was Governor Lenku, he came and found a foundation that was built.
That was laid.
But he said, because maybe I don't come from the same clan with this guy. Maybe I don't support his ideas. I'll start my own. And that's where leaders fail.
So that is why he did not continue.
That is why he didn't continue with the projects of yes.
The clanism issue came in now.
I really don't. I said maybe. Maybe he said I will not do that because we don't come from the same.
What caused that Lenku did not continue with the projects that were laid by?
What caused that Lenku came to office and felt like I came here. I convinced the residents of Kajiado County that I'm going to do ABCD. So whatever you are doing, whatever you are doing, Ngedianye, I didn't tell the residents of Kajiado County that I'm going to do the same. So let me come, build my own foundation. Let me start. Yes, and many others that maybe he felt like he should do.
And leave the library.
Not even the library alone. You see the county assembly again, it's under construction. He has not even taken any pin. Si angejanga basi hiyo na that. Ako na MMZ yezu. Amalizie hiyo.
The former governor.
Yes. How long did the Kitengela stage took for it to be operational? Where is the Kitengela market? Why is it not operational up to now? You understand? So there is no way you will convince us that you're going to start a new project, whereas there is a project here that is incomplete. That for me is poor governance. Yes.
Are there projects that are started by the current regime, apart from the previous one for David Ngedianye? Clear ones in Kitengela, Kajiado, the big cities in county government.
Whatever thing he did.
Now I am asking this in the basis of now that we are seeing a reflection of David Ngedianye's regime.
Yes.
Before Lengu goes tomorrow in 2027, maybe and someone else
come. Yes.
See?
Yes.
The 5 years and the 6 years. Let's talk about the 6 years because he has been in power for 6 years now.
Exactly.
Now, the 6 years, do we have clear projects that are clear right now in the county government of Kajiado? Whether roads, schools?
He tried. He built several schools from scratch. And he built a school in Kitengela. He says that he bought the land, Dr. Lekimani. The land was not there, but he bought it and made sure that he built that school. It is good. It is an achievement. You know, natoka mpatie Kaisari aliyo ama you give praise where it is due. You know, so he built that school. It is of great help to the residents of Kitengela. You understand that Kitengela is a growing town. There's a population. Watu ni wengi. Maybe there are few government primary schools there. So the introduction of Dr. Lekimani was a huge step, and he did that. He also gave these towns municipality, and I know we will not go there, but I know you understand the advantages of having it as a municipality. And because he gave Kitengela, he gave Ngong, you know, and he has a leadership in place for the entire for the municipality. And so those are.
Is the municipality thing operational?
Yes, it is operational now. I saw them the other week. They started doing some cleaning in Kitengela. Things now that municipality really should do. Now you understand this to feeder roads in Kitengela. We are now looking at having an operational municipality making those roads, addressing the sewer, the drainage issues in Kitengela. Those are now the works, having the street lights. Municipality now can be able to do all those.
So this one was initiated in the Lenkus regime?
These ones were initiated in the Lenkus regime. Okay. And he successfully did the handing over. He had an elected office to lead all these municipalities. I think that is good.
Commendable.
That is commendable. He also did some tamaking around Kajiado, at least to raise the standard of the headquarters, you know, the headquarter town of ours there. And he did big employment. I think he was one time.
But we have a people's park in Kajiado town, which is in a very poor condition.
It is in a poor condition. It is in a poor condition. It is in a poor condition.
And it gives us the whole reflection of the county.
Maybe
it's not maintained.
Poor governance, I'll say. Because why is it not maintained then? Because you see, you notice, that is why I'm telling you, Milenko came and he said, I can have my own projects other than yours. So to him, maybe the priorities were, hizi mabarabara zikuwe na lami ndani ya town, Kajiado County. You know? At least hiyo kwake labda ilibuild status ya Kajiado town. But in real sense, we also have an operational and functioning judiciary. But although it was partnered from the national government, the judiciary itself, but it was a big step. It was a big step because people from around Kajiado County had really issues with court system. Maneno ya mashamba, kesi mingi. So at least now that we have that judiciary there, it is of great help to the residents of Kajiado County.
Now that we are touching on governance in the county government of Kajiado, let's look at the relationship of their governor and the other respective leaders, right from the MPs, the Senate, the MCAs.
Yes.
Yeah. What could you tell us about the relationship of the governor and the other leaders?
Second term Governor Lenku in office, he was elected again on an ODM ticket. And
previously on a
Jubilee ticket. So second term Governor Lenku came to office with an assembly of UDA as a majority. And he faced a rough time in the beginning. Because you understand, even the speaker, the speaker of the county assembly.
You are talking about the first term?
No, the second term.
The
second term. Now I'm speaking about the relationship on the second term, Governor Joseph Lenku. So, Governor, the speaker.
Was there a good relationship on the first term?
I'll say partly yes. Partly yes. He didn't face big opposition as he had faced in his second term.
That's a reflection of the current.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. So you notice that when he got into office, he had a few MCAs from his side, and he had the UDA side had the majority of the house. And now this guy is a very wise man. Lenku is a very. So
you credit him with wisdom.
I credit him with the wisdom of surviving. Wisdom of surviving as a leader. Yeah,
survival tactics.
Yes, survival tactic. I don't know if it is wise for me to say he's wise then. but I think he knows how to survive and maneuver. So he attempted to introduce a speaker of his side. It failed. The other side, Kenya Kwanza side, won. So the current speaker was of the Kenya Kwanza side. He faced again another challenge of his CECs, because the majority side in the assembly wanted him.
The county assembly.
Yes, wanted him to do another appointment, or we want to vet these CECs of yours again.
Now that the MCAs who came in,
they were new.
A majority of them are not
from
the
ODM.
The ODM.
Yes, the Azimio. The majority were from the Kenya Kwanza. So he was again tasked with another challenge. We want to vet your CECs, so that we may be able to know who they are and how what is the process of doing what. So again, Lenku, as I had mentioned, that he has survival tactics.
Were they being vetted on issues to do with the clanism or
normally
or
when
qualifications?
Normally when you appoint a CEC, he has to go through the county assembly for vetting. So if they are going to vet for even issues clanism, I don't know how they do vetting. But
make me understand
the
factor, because now Lenku served the first term and came to the second term.
Yes.
The current CECs that we have maybe that were going through the vetting, were they still the same CECs?
Yes.
In the previous.
What Lenku did, Lenku never changed his CECs. He never appointed other CECs until recently, when he appointed a few others to add into his cabinet, as he did reshuffle. So it was normal for the Kenya Kwanza's MCAs to ask for a vetting of the CECs, because it was a new. So
it was not the whole house?
No, it was not the whole house. It was a new term. So we need to vet these CECs to know that, to gauge them if we can work with them effectively for this period of time that we are elected. So again, Lenku faced that particular blow. But he maneuvered it through. He found a way of taking these MCAs out.
The likes of Kinanjaro were almost...
they were almost kicked out, But he found a way of maneuvering and having these key MCAs that were not on his side. Really
How did you manage it?
That is only Lengu's ideas and game. I don't know how he did it. Because if you can convince somebody that your enemies, but again, they say in politics they are not permanent enemies. They were not vetted. That is what I'm saying. They were not vetted. They were not vetted.
Some politics was played.
Politics was played there. And you find that the majority, the house, they didn't want to go against
that. So they just agreed and
so sour. But what you should do, that is when Lenku appointed some few others, CECs, that were from the Kenya Kwanza side, the likes of Judy Pere. You see, they were brought into government now
to dilute
the whole issue. So, and again in the elected term, he only held two working MPs on his side. The MP for Kajiado South and Kajiado, yes, and Kajiado East, Kakuta Maimai. Yeah. All these other MPs, the Kajiado Central MP Memusi was elected on an ODM ticket, but he was not on his.
He was always parallel with the governor.
He was always parallel with the governor. He has actually shifted to Kenya Kwanza now as we speak. So I'll say again, he would have found it hard to work at constituency level, based now that Hanama MPs on all these constituencies. But Lengu again maneuvered. Right now he is in good terms with the member of parliament for Kajiado North, Gogoyo. We have seen Lengu there several times as
the
projects.
Visiting the same place.
Yes.
Not the governor, sorry, the president.
The president. When the president has come to do development tours there, Lenku is here. Lenku himself is doing development tours there. You realize when he was coming up, the group that was to do cleaning in towns, environment.
Oh, environment.
All the officers were environment. He again did it there. So we have seen now good relationship, good working between the Kajiado North MP and the governor. Now the Kajiado East MP alikuwa tu side yake.
What do you say about that? And what causes these issues?
The problem we have,
touching on also the Kajiado Central MP,
yes,
who is so very popular,
yes,
in the county government of Kajiado.
The problem we have is that we don't have leaders. We have politicians, and politicians will always want to survive politically. You know, the State House Comptroller Kato Olemetito was vying for the gubernatorial seat in Kajiado County, and then he lost to Governor Lenku. All right, he later got a job. Was appointed by the president. He's now trying to put his house in order, maybe for the other election to come. Lenku, on the other hand, is also trying to put his house in order because he wants to survive politically. He has an interest in the future politically in Kajiado County. All right, so there is no way, but I will not say that because politics doesn't have permanent enemies or other permanent friends. So Lenku, in one way, he wants to survive politically. Kajiado County, in Kajiado County politics. So he also has to put his house in orders. And him putting his house in order and Kato putting his house in order, now that's where the problem comes. Because they will not be friends then.
I want to ask you a question.
Please do.
Could it be the main issue? The issue to do with Kato, the difference of Kato and Lengo. Could it be the main thing causing some disunity between some of the leaders in Kajiado County and causing issues to do with unemployment in Kajiado County? Because like when you look at a lot of leaders, we have still the MCS who are dancing the tune of Kato Lemetito, being now the man on watch in the UDA party.
Yes.
We have MCS, of course, on his side. And we have MCS on the side of Lenku.
Yes.
We have leaders like Mary Senator, popular leaders in Kajiado County.
Yes.
We have leaders like our women. We have leaders like Memusi, who could sit down in the same table and dine in the same table with the governor and the other leaders and see how they can improve the state of Kajiado County. Like when we saw a lot of riots in the county assembly, we saw a lot of differences between leaders talking ill about one another. You see now? So could it be the difference of Lenku and Kato? Could it be the main issue bringing disunity in the county government of Kajiado?
I'll say yes. I'll say yes because wahali wawili wakipigana nyasi humia. They have focused on their ambitions, our leaders,
and forget about
the people. All right, we still have unemployed youths qualified in certain positions, but we are not being focused on. They are not being focused on because our leaders are busy focusing on the cake that is in front of them and who's going to have a bigger share than the other. All right. So yes, it is causing disunity. It's causing disunity because I'll choose on what side to be in. All right. And if today I choose to be on Lenku's side, then I will not be associating with Kato's side anymore. Whatever advantages that might come from Kato's side, they will not be. I will not enjoy the benefits. If I choose to be on Kato's side, that means I'm an enemy of the Lenku side. The problem now that we have, these leaders have already made sides or other teams. You know, you see the way there is a Raila team and there is a Ruto team
in Kenya.
In the entire politics of the nation, that is now what is there in Kajiado County. We have teams already. We have people that will go to events, you know, that are associated with Dr. Katole Motito. We have people that will go to events that are associated with Governor Lenku. Isn't that disunity? You get? So there is already disunity because there is already a choice of teams. On which team? And it's no longer time of being neutral. Right now, you cannot support both of them.
Is it a good thing?
It is not a good thing.
So how can you advocate it?
If our leaders will hear us, our leaders will hear us. Let them come together. I was telling people the other day, there is no time that we are really favored and blessed, Kajiado County residents, as now. As now. And even when we go, ukiona the appointments of the president, a lot of masses from Kajiado County have been employed and given some big positions in government. So that means the president is on our side. He has trusted us with big positions. So it just requires us to sit down and swallow the ego. Tuache hii ego ati, oh, you never hujai nishinda, oh, huwezi nishinda. Let us settle it down and say what is good for Kajiado County. And it is a high time that we are going to mobilize resources to come to our county government, because it is now that we have key people in key positions. Currently. Yes. And if you play with this opportunity, we might not enjoy it next time.
Thank you, sir. That was a good insight.
Thank
you. We have devolution.
Yes.
And I want you to tell us. We had a face of Kajiado before devolution.
Yes.
And we have a new face of Kajiado after devolution. Tell us about after and before devolution.
Before devolution, a person was given a large space to govern. So that means development will take long before reaching individuals. You realize when George Saitoti was a member of Kajiado North, and Kajiado North ilikuwa inashikanisha the current Kajiado North and the current Kajiado East. You see? So kitambo huyo mbunge akue amanuve ameenda mwisho ya mali huko ndani na aende mwisho ya Ngong huko ndani, mtu hapa katikati atafanya nini? Atakosa msaada.
How was the structure of the leadership?
There before, I think they had members of parliament, the MPs, the councillors.
Only?
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't have position like the Senate. We didn't have the governor. We didn't have the women rep. You see? And I think I give credits to devolution, or rather to the new constitution, so that devolution should be there. Because each and every one of us is now counted, represented. When we say we have a member of parliament to represent this particular constituency, all right, we have a women rep. And the women rep is to represent a certain group of people, women, people with disability, and the youth. You understand? So every funds that are needed for these particular groups, they are channeled to your office. Let these groups be helped.
Well accessible.
Well accessible. You understand me? The MCAs, the wards have been distributed equally and some good space to govern. The MCA is given a small budget, if not a big budget. He has a control over a bursary from the governor, from the governor's bursary. We have a bursary from the MP. You understand? So I think devolution has just made things easy, and service delivery to mwananchi accessible. Because I can now wake up and easily reach my member of parliament easily. I might not find him. I might find him in his office. I mean, there is an office now set for a member of parliament. All right, or rather, I'll just go to his home now that the constituency isn't big. You see, or I can take my cry to the current MCA that maybe in one way he is my neighbor, or rather he's easily accessible.
Which we couldn't do then.
We couldn't do then. And then these people were given so much privilege. So getting to reach them, we could have passed a long process. But our devolution has made work easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that devolution has made the work very easy and easy development to the people. When we relate development,
yes,
the current development that we are getting,
yes,
after devolution, and the leaders that came in after devolution, and the developments that happened in Kajiado before devolution, how is that comparison?
It is by far. It is by far after devolution, or rather during devolution. Now we have achieved key milestones in development. We've achieved key milestone in development. Because there have been an introduction of the CDF fund, and some MPs have put that into help and into practice. There before, Sadote will build one school there in Kasiti, Itagala boarding. That's telling me, But now at least on matters education, we can easily access education. We have, if not enough, plenty schools. On matters health, we now see that the hospitals that we have, you don't know whether they are equipped. They have qualified personnel working there, because now they were given to the county government to spearhead. And so I feel like they were trying. They were trying before devolution, but now the problem was the space to cover the entire area and to govern these people. But now after devolution, because of everything being assigned roles, we have now youth groups that have been benefiting from loans, Wezo Fund, name them, all those kind of loans, and they are really like shaping themselves up. We have women groups that are now shaping themselves up because of the introduction of the Office of the Women, the fund that is there to help them. So I think after devolution, we have seen tremendous change. The only bad thing that devolution has also brought, unajua kila kitu mzuri iko na ubaya wake. The disadvantage part of it, these people that have been entrusted to lead these people and to govern these people, the current leaders now, these offices, every office come with an extra budget. You understand? Probably there before, budget haikuwa kubwa. But now you find you are a member of, you are a women rep, for example, and you have an office and you have employees working there. Now the problem is the money that is channeled to your office for it to help the entire group, or rather the people that you represent. Kuna ile sasa corruption now, that's where corruption now
the corruption thing has come.
The corruption thing now has come. That's why you take half.
Devolution has initiated corruption.
Devolution imemwagilia corruption maji. Sasa corruption doesn't imemwagilia maji. It has made it so rampant. There is a lot of resources that is coming to your hands as a member of parliament, for example, being mishandled. That haifiki to the intended people correctly. So I think that is the only hint I've seen about devolution.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think that was a good insight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Turere Elisha. And I am very sure he has kept these things in light very well. Now, sir, what is your last words for governance in Kajiado?
In Kajiado County.
As we complete.
I'd like to, first of all, challenge the people of Kajiado County. Let us realize our rights. Let us realize what we need.
The people now.
The people now. When we realize what we need, we can now clearly push for what we need. And we will corner our leaders so that they may do what is required of us to us. So I think if people realize that, if people in Kitengela sit down and say, no, we are tired of poor drainage, we need to address the drainage issue once and for all. Who should we address this issue to? And we forget whose political side you are in. That will help us big time. To our leaders.
And make use of the leaders in the ground.
In the ground. Make use of our leaders. Make use of these offices. Look to these offices. But don't go on a personal interest.
Somebody told me
yes,
that the greatest issue we have, even in Kenya,
yes,
not just in Kajiado County, we as the people are treating, have developed a bad behavior. We have made our leaders develop a bad behavior towards us. Because instead of addressing issues that are concerning us, that are biting us every day, we tend to seeking kitu kidogo.
Kitu kidogo.
So when the leader comes in the ground, he knows he will leave miambili to every one of you, and you are satisfied, and he goes.
And it's sad. It is sad. It is very sad. So I'm just appealing to the people. Realize your purpose. Realize what needs to be done to you. I even feel sad when I see an MP building a toilet, for example, in a school. you know, and he has to
And
state,
posting it everywhere.
he has to state it there, yeah? Yeah, that it is him that has done.
Kuna MC aliweka bumps mahali
Yes,
na akapost
na
kila
akaweka kila mahali,
na hakuna roadside.
hata angekuwa nayo, you know, what you are doing to us, see privilege. You are doing it because we elected you to go, and
It is your responsibility.
na wewe si pesa yako. You know, it's different when you get into your pocket and actually say, saya sina budget yoyote, but I have 1 million of my own, nitawafanyia ABCD. Go post that. Lakini
But
pesa
don't
yetu,
post.
you just controlling our money to us. Ni kama ile maji yenye inapita karibu na nyumba, una control ipite iende to where it's supposed to go. That is what they do to us. And so I'll really appeal to our leaders. We are your bosses. It is us that have elected you. And you know, karma is real. When you fail to do good to us today and take advantage of whatever you have and whatever position you have,
You will meet them in
karma is real. Utapatana naye huko mbele tu. So don't forget, they should not forget. They should not forget that they have a duty to protect and to do development to the people for good governance, because they have all it takes to help the people. Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet next time as we will be touching about the same topic. Next time we will exhaust on it. We will touch on the national government in particular, so that we talk about the governance in our nation, Kenya. Bye-bye. We wish you a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.